just checking in. Right now, I am at the headquarters, and I wanted to talk to you about my conversation I had with a group of individuals that I found to be very rewarding, very entertaining, very refreshing, and we was just throwing some ideas out there about what we wanted to do as far as business, family, um, goals, travel, just a few different things. And it just made me think of something. So I just threw that topic out there. That's just a title that I kind of liked it, you know what I mean, when I looked it up. And the fact that Black creative unity is something that you really don't see a lot of. We see it here and there, and I know it's a lot out there, but the media don't really give a lot of attention on it. So I think like coming with an approach to shine more emphasis on Black creative unity throughout, throughout the U.S., throughout the country, where people actually are actually coming together and doing things, and you got to start somewhere. So to me, having a group of individuals that actually have an idea to bring something new of value to the market and to individuals, as far as interviewing, showing background stories on, each member, and also developing a program um, to build commerce and help help everybody be independent. Because I think it's very important for us to start breaking the chains of how we was raised and taught, with finances, and especially with business and working for others. Um, we don't knock it, like, for real. Like, I think that's a process. So we all have to go through that process of working with someone, working for someone, working with someone. You know what I mean? But the main goal is to really prosper and to leave something for our kids, leave an inheritance of generational wealth. We're gonna have to actually have businesses. We're gonna have to actually have products over talent. We're gonna have to have things that are making money in rotation without us actually having to touch this while we actually touching something else that we physically do. And I think it's important that we actually have a business that we physically be involved in. You might have three or four or five different businesses that you got invested in to make money from. But I think it's good as an individual to at least have one where you know what's coming in, how it's going out, how it's being maintained, the people you're networking with, how you do the product, the full nine. Because I think that helps us, to me personally, live longer. My grandfather, he passed at the age of 81, and he got a little down on his health. And I remember when that happened, he was moving around, doing everything until that time came. And I think him working and moving around and doing his own thing, it kept him alive. It kept him focused. It kept him motivated. So I think that it's valuable for us to have something that we have. I thought I had my drink. I think I left. I'm gonna go get it. I think it's something valuable for us to have, because coming up in this generation, we have to have something that is tangible, something that we can literally touch. People they want to say they're bosses, entrepreneurs, independent grinders, but it's all for show on a lot of standpoint. But we can change that narrative. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not knocking nobody for wanting something, for wanting luxury, for wanting nice things, but I think it's a way to do everything. And forming a team, wherever your team is, of creative minds. Because the funny thing about it, the individuals I talk to, the brothers and sisters that I talk to, everybody had a creative perspective. Perspective on life and on business. Everybody had a different ideal and approach. We had fashion, we had hands-on, we had um, art, art and photos and craft. We had music development, writing. It's just inspiration. It's like a gumbo pot. You know what I mean? I haven't made it to New Orleans yet, but it's most definitely on my bucket list. And when I get down there, I want to have me a real pot, a real bowl of seafood gumbo. You know what I mean? Like the real deal. You know what I mean? Not from one of those hole in the wall spots. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? I want to go to one of them, and I think that's what we have to do when we're building something, because the best things sometimes are built in places that you wouldn't even imagine, or from people that you thought that couldn't do it, or from what they call the degenerate, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like, so I think like us being black, we have different strikes against us. We see the way the economy, we see the way life is. I mean, I know by now a lot of us are not naive to the racism, to the division, to things not being equal, unfair, so, but we still try to pursue, to please the man, so to speak, as far as trying to get certain positions to go up on his ladder without actually investing in ourselves. We invest in college. You'll go in $100,000 in debt in college, or two, to be a business professional and a college professional, and don't even own a business. Think about that. A lot of them don't. A lot of them just teach it, and they good at teaching it, but they only actually run it. They just getting paid. They working for someone, and I think it's something wrong with that. I don't know about you, but I think it's something wrong with it. I think that, to me, that's like a form of sharecropping, form of a new form, a new modern Jim Crow or something. You know what I mean? Like with the schools, with the way they set up. So, with us building our own independence and teaching our own people and putting our own creative ideas together, man, I think there's no limitation on what we can actually do as a people, once we come together. And the funny thing is, I was thinking about the word unity actually have 5 letters, and I'm very into numbers, and I'm into um, putting things together that means something. And when I was thinking about the Black Creative Unity, and I was thinking about how, as of now, it's 5 of us, it's 5 founders, and 5 is unity. And also, another good thing about the 5, it's a fist. Once we put it together and really make it happen. So if 5 have creative ideas, we form of ideas and we grind together, we form a powerful fist. We form a powerful movement to be reckoned with. And to me, it's a concept that I think that we sleep on as a people as far as coming together. We don't really understand, like, you can break a finger separate, but if you fold that fist up together, we stronger. You see what I'm saying? But you can turn how this, they can break the finger off. You see what I'm saying? But when you do this, it's a different situation. So I think that we have to really think like that. And having a conversation with those brothers, with that brother and those sisters, it really inspired me to think, I guess, 3 dimensional when it comes to really, really finding our people, really, really educating them, really, really breaking chains, really building something, really making yourself available. Like the scriptures say, him who seeks friends must first be friendly. You see what I'm saying? Like you can't, like, it's like it's sometimes we try to get things that we're not really prepared to give. Think of that. So I think it's a time, it's a season for everything. And I think that, I really think that God, the creator, has a reason for everybody and has a purpose and have a way of uniting people at a specific time. You know what I mean? Because everything is time orientated, if we recognize it or not, even though we might be going by our, luxury lives doing our thing, everything is still time orientated. So to have the opportunity for someone to reach out to me and say, hey, I want to talk to you about an idea like that. I want to put together a team to really do something, and I wanted you to be a part of it. And to some people, they might look at that as being, well, I'm doing my own thing. That's my new thing. I ain't got time. But if your spirit is inclined, and you ready, and you know what you've been through, sometimes time can align the stars. You know what I mean? To to do some amazing things. So just wanted to say that I thought that it was amazing to, to be presented with the opportunity to even think outside the box and to associate with someone who actually is we all from completely different walks of life. You see what I'm saying? So it's just cool how none of that matters. You know what I mean? None of that matters that coming from the hood that we all wear different colors. You know what I mean? My little brother, blood. You know what I mean? I was born wearing blue. You know what I mean? Like my whole hood is blue. You know what I'm saying? Gangster disciples and Crips, and then I got homies that's vice lords and folk hunter hustlers and black peach stones. Like it don't matter where we're from. It matters if our hearts and if our minds are connected because we all something because of where we're from. It's like products of your environment. Like if you was born over here, then 9 times out of 10, this is going to be your environment. You see what I'm saying? So that doesn't matter. It all matters. Are we on the same page? In my family, we're all different things, but when we together, you mess with us, we're gonna burn the city down. You know what I'm saying? So you go to Little Rock, man. It's a mix of everything, and everybody represent what they represent, and everybody cool. And you got people that's getting money all over the map. You see what I'm saying? And they got clicks, and that's how it was when I really found myself in prison. Like I realized that it wasn't about the vision. I sat at a table before I left, and we had a round table, and it was, everything. It was a guy that was just a hustler. It was a guy that was a gangster, a crip, a blood, a vice lord, a folk. And we all sat there, and that was our table, and everybody was bosses, and everybody respected one another and had an independent grind. And it taught me, we grew up thinking small, thinking, oh man, I don't like so and so because they don't look like me or they don't walk like me or don't talk like me, knowing that there's something I can learn from them because they're in a different environment. And I can bring what I learned to them and they can bring what they learned to me. And we can both increase what we got on an individual scale together. But I think that's something that we have to do by example. So that's why I come literally organically and just talk about random topics because I'm knowing one day even now, someone is seeking to get some information to really change themselves, and you can't do that without having the right information. And one thing about the truth that I recognize, the truth, it doesn't return to you void. So if you give the truth, if the truth is um, organic from the heart, it's not going to come back to you void. And that means it's not going to come back to you without doing what it was meant to do: change a life, encourage someone, bless someone in whatever way that they need to be blessed at that moment. So to me, the concept of Black creative unity is just not a concept of 5 individuals coming together trying to create something. I think it's a concept of us really utilizing what we got to get over the hump. You know what I mean? Let me fix this light and also get my drink real quick. I thought this thing was set, but it still ain't set. Like I said, I just wanted to come live to y'all today, so this morning, talk to you real quick. So I got those container convergers up there to give an idea of the creative ideas of the independentness. Shipping containers can build our independence in ways that we can't even imagine, like that you're not really fully thinking of or really grasping what it can really do. Like you can get a 40-foot shipping container or a 20-foot shipping container and start your independence on whatever you do, if it's photo, video, gaming, barbershop, salon, office, welding sessions, plumbing shop, whatever you got, mechanic shop, like, and you can have your own independence where you build and you can build it as you grow. And the cool thing about it is you can relocate it too. And you can build your independence as far as your home and actually pass it down. So say if you living in a certain state and something happened to you and your loved ones that you leave in the property doesn't have to go up there and stay up there if they don't want to. They can say, hey, let's take this down here, and they can literally load it up and still live and take it where they want to and literally have something like how our people was, coming over here from, going through the Trail of Tears and the Great Depression, you know what I mean? And you got to think a lot of times when during the Trail of Tears, if you go through history and look at that from the Native American standpoint, they had their possessions, man. You see them with carriages and, clothing and different things and that they made things with, and that's what they had, So to me, I don't think it's in this life to be so caught up with certain possessions, which really, in reality, only certain things matter. What you can relocate with you, what you can move to, set up to build you another establishment to make you another future to secure your family to or your business. So I think that when you think about war and you think about life and you think about slavery and you think about history and you think about life and death, they say when a person passed, those few things that they had on them, if you had $1, $2, a ring, watch, whatever, that's what they give your family. So that's how rich you are. Whatever you got on you, what's in the bank sometimes be freeze if your family don't have those accounts, if they're not connected to them. If they connected to them, that's different. But if they're not, they get free. They got to go through courts. They got to fight and all this here. Meanwhile, what that person had on them goes to the closest, living relative, whatever it was. $1,000 they had in their pocket, $100, whatever it was. And it makes you be more humble and really think about that a lot of the numbers that you see in the bank are just numbers. So to actually own your independence, if things happen, the market crash, you can still maintain. You can still have a business that you can relocate to market to set up at different venues, so to speak, or flea markets, or swap meets, or different events that comes in different cities, and you can take it to promote your product or your service or what you're doing and travel that way, and make money. You can go hit different events, and I know some people that do that with food trucks, food trailers, repair things like for motorcycles. They follow each rally and they repair and do different stuff, add different accessories, work on them, do maintenance on them. Because sometimes while you at different events, you need someone to jump on it. Something might happen. So it's just the hustle is bigger than what we think. We just got to diversify it. And I think by coming together, building an alliance with a team with some creative ideas and to diversify with a shipping container, with imagine your shipping container. Oh man, I just think it's great. Yeah, I really it's grand. So I feel like, this year, um, we really should think about creating our independence from a shipping container. Here right now, I got one of my business prints, which is the container business prints. And I sell these business prints for $500, but this is not just a print for $500. This is actually how you can keep flipping them, how you can get one turned into two, turn that two into four, that four into eight, and keep going and make money from it. So it's an ideal of how you really construct what you do. So it's a difference than actually investing in just a home, you know. So it's actually a business that gives you multiple ideas of how to use one thing. And I think that's what we have to do, just think outside of the box. So I put those containers on the front photo to just give you an idea of that's how I think creative. That's how I feel like the team, and we build this team. Everyone have their independence somehow from a container, their business, their homes, their living, the relocation or whatever. I think that they can just do so much, even going back to the motherland and building independence and building homes and building products and doing things over there. I think that's a great thing too. So, I think that what we can do is limitless, and we just have to get a hog on as far as hustling over grounded obstacles. Naturally, we're gonna have to just keep knocking, keep going. I read a meme that said that I shared on my Instagram that said we got to be like a clock and keep going. You know, you don't see it stopping. You know what I'm saying? You don't see no Rolex stopping. Keep going, keep going. You know what I mean? So I think that us just having a good perspective and us building our unity, building our independence, and that's why I like to say, imagine your container. I like to say that I like to specialize in turning a trade into a business with the welding sessions and classes, because it's not just about welding with me. You know, anybody can, welding can just be a job, but unless you turn that job, you know, to me, if you just are welding alone, you can just be working. But if you mix it with a little welding fabrication and you mix it with a little business, then now you got something completely different. That job can turn into a profitable business. You see what I'm saying? And that's how I feel like we're gonna get ahead. And that's what makes us different. That's what makes me different, because I teach that. I really believe in turning a trade into a business, teaching a person how to use these, you know, and turning it into some gold. You know, turning mud into gold is what I like to say, because I'm from Little Rock. You know what I mean? I'm from the muddy waters, raised in the Delta, so down there is muddy. You know what I mean? And we believe in wearing gold teeth to represent our heritage. So down there, you know, once you get to a certain level and you survive, you know, you want to make sure that you look decent. And we believe big in taking care of ourselves once we survive. You know, we don't do nothing else. You're going to see us looking good on the Sundays. You're going to see us looking good when we stepping out, or the vehicles will be nice, you know, whatever. That's just what it is. I mean, some people think it's vain, but it's the pride of not having, the pride of being in slavery and having everything taken, and knowing in reality everything you have is going to get taken anyway. You know what I mean? So a lot of times people don't really understand why we wear gold teeth or why we invest in certain materialistic things. But it was times when we got out of slavery, you know, our culture tried to invest in banks and they just took our money. You know, do a background check. They just took the money, so people started to keeping their money in their homes and putting money in vehicles and things they could touch and things like that. And some people are laugh, you know, the outer whiter community will laugh. Why do they do this? Why do they do this? Well, they never had that. You just freed some slaves that when they tried to invest in the system, you took advantage of them. So every time they tried to trust in you, we've been took advantage of through history. It's in endless time. Every time we try to relax and say we trust you with a vaccine, with a cure, with a housing development, something we always lose. Like, it's been through history. Shit, think about the history of the killer city, Kansas City. Some people think when they call it killer city, it's about killing, but nah. It's because how the market was booming. It was killing up there, and how they took advantage of the black community with the house market. Like, it's crazy. But, you know, as we do our history and we think about Tulsa Welding School, we think about what happened in Glenwood, we think about all this stuff that happened with the rise in LA and just different areas, man. You know what I mean? Mississippi burning. You know what I mean? Like, life is being difficult for African Americans here. So I think if we really focus on business, we really focus on coming together, building businesses to make us independent. You know, I had made a statement, and while we was talking, I was thinking about saying, like, say if we got 5 people, and say if everyone's trying to build their independence, and we know that, okay, we need to create 5 businesses where no one is literally like hurting for money, so to speak. We'll create a business to help that person do good, so that way they can invest money in the movement of everyone to make more money. But first, we got to eat. So you have to create a way where everyone is eating. So I was thinking, okay, we got 5 people. If we get, say, I said 3 containers because you have an extra one, and that's a good one because you got one that everyone can invest in together. You get 3 containers, 40 footers or 45 footers. You cut them in half. Now you got 6 20-foot high cubes. Everyone got a high cube for their own personal business, photography, internet service, whatever, fashion, welding shop, design, selling merch, whatever the situation is. And then the sixth one is what we got together as a team. This one is where everybody get a percentage off of this one, and it's whatever. And it's a business where, okay, this is here. It's like having a Walmart, so to speak. Walmart got founders. Every founder gonna get a check. So you sit there, let this run. Everybody get a check. Everybody over here got their own individual deal going. Now, as we get more, we start duplicating what we got. But before we can really get some generational wealth, we all got to get our independence, like, because we don't just want to just use earned income, because we know we got bills, we got expenses, we got things that just happen in life. So we have to not only just live to pay the bill, we have to actually live to, to have a thrill, so to speak. I heard the guy say that I ain't living to pay a bill, I'm living to have a thrill. I want to enjoy life. I'm not just doing this just to, if I'm gonna go through some hard times, that's okay. I'm willing to suffer, eat noodles and crackers, eat peanut butter jelly sandwiches every day if I got to. I'm cool with it, because I know that if I got to do that for a year or 2 years to be exact, then I ain't got to do that no more. So I suffer for two, and I live and grind and live like a rock star. You know what I mean? For the rest of my life, hey, I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? Everybody got a different path, but I think that's how we get there, by building businesses, by building independences, by coming up with creative ideas, man, to literally make people win. Like, where it's not like a leech situation. We all know that you get in what you put out. So, just so to speak, if we got 5 people and 5 people put $100 in, then we know 5 people gonna get this percentage out of this pie, so to speak. And if 5 people was eating a whole piece of pie, that's a nice slice you're getting. You see what I'm saying? It's not, that's a nice slice for a nice pie. You know what I mean? So it's just an ideal to think bigger, a concept to know that, hey, you get in what you put in, you get out what you put in. You see what I'm saying? So the game is, if you can diversify it to make the percentage a little smaller so that everybody can manage. And as the money grow, you put the money back in the business and then take care of the necessities. Man, do you not know, like, the ideal of that, people are doing that, you know. Chinatown is doing that, you know. If you go to certain communities, certain white communities, you might not think they doing that, but that's what they doing. When you see those plasmas and all that, and then you got to go rent a spot out of there, that's what they doing for their families. They got these plasmas up. You go rent a spot, get it all booming. Somebody else gonna come and rent a spot. Somebody else gonna come. It's gonna be. Why can't we just have our own business, our own independence, instead of building someone else's wealth? That's the chain that we got to break. So the ideal of the black creative unity is to really unite us as natives, investing together yearly, meaning coming up with a way. We know that you get an income tax yearly, so you need to be investing yearly to make money, where you don't have to have a earned income, so to speak, for the system. You can be working for yourself, because we all enjoy working. We all enjoy doing what we do. And that's what we want to get paid for, what we do. We don't want to just get paid for making somebody else rich, or going here and they oppressing you because they had a bad day, or today you really don't feel good, and you literally got to lie to them and tell them why you ain't coming, or why this, or why this. You got to come up with all these excuses without just saying, hey, I need a day. I get back with you tomorrow. And you can do that when you're on your business. You see what I'm saying? Like, I done had clients that hit me up and say, hey man, I'm ready to do this tomorrow. We get ready, something come up. I say, hey, I can't do it then. We got to do it this day. And they'll get mad. Oh well. If you get mad on that, then it is what it is. I'm not gonna put myself in an uncomfortable situation to make you comfortable. And that's what we do when we work for others. Sometimes we'll put ourselves in uncomfortable situations to make someone else comfortable. And even though we're trying to please them, you still don't get what you're looking for. You still end up training someone else to take your position, or training someone else for the supervised position, and you didn't get it. And you've been there longer. It's like, it's just crazy. So after I worked for the system, which I did, after doing a decade in prison, I got out and I worked for the system. I did a decade from 16 to 26. And from 26 to 36, I worked for someone punching a clock. So I did 10 years in prison. I got out and did 10 more years to realize that the system is the same and I had to be independent. And by the time I turned 35, 36, I was on it, literally. And I literally started branching off before then, but I still was, finding my way. But the goal was to use that knowledge that I found to build my own because I realized that the system was what the system was. So I was like, man, I got to find my own way. So I don't knock no one using the system because I feel like that's how we got to learn. But once you learn, once we know better, we do better. So my goal is, I'm quick. I'm cool with getting that ATL money. I'm cool with working with someone. I'm just not cool with working for someone, and that's a difference. You know what I mean? Like I'm cool with the 10-9 work. I'm cool with networking like that. I'm cool with doing little side stuff where until I don't even have to do that because my main goal is to just build products and have our own services, like our own field welding metalwork services where we just go out and do the field things in the metalworks because a lot of times shop people come a dime a dozen. But the people that I'm trying to create, field welders, field installers, we don't, you know, we have to know how to troubleshoot and think outside the box, and that's a talent that everybody don't have. So that's what I want to work on and keen on because that's a service that we can tailor and we can have our own products that we can also tailor with that service. You see what I'm saying? So the welding is bigger than what you think. Um, the black mind, the black people have so many ideas. And I think that if we just come together, start coming together more, things are really going to happen, man. If you look at the Black Lives Movement, we was coming together emotionally for a brother and a sister, some brothers and some people completely that just had got did brutally wrong, and everybody got tired. We was all like, we tired, and people came together all around the world, and people marched in and hold signs, and really wasn't no laws made. Wasn't no big laws made. We seen a lot of movement, but wasn't no big changes made in the system. Think about that. And it lets me know that we got to have more than the ideal. And to me, no disrespect to whoever, to the women that founded the Black Lives Matter movement, but to me, the Black Lives Matter movement is an idea. And an idea is free and it is dead without initiation, without products over talent, so to speak, without making a change. So if I just have an idea for us to be better, for us to do better, for us to be considered, for us to have things, but I never show a way for us to actually do them or actually put in, say that we march for this and this law was put in down. Like you see the women, they got the laws in Oklahoma now, they got the law where they can wear, topless. They can, they got different gun carry laws. If you ain't getting no laws change, what are we doing? Why are we marching? Why are we holding signs? We've been doing that for centuries. We've been doing that since we've been free from slavery, saying we want some justice. We want some, all we trying to do is go to work. We ain't doing nothing. They was killing and lynching us for nothing because they just didn't want to see us do better. And sometimes it was always those who was white that was um, abused their white privileges and seeing you working and doing nice clothes and wanting to say, why do you deserve this? You shouldn't have this. They look at us as like animals. That's history. So I think that we really need to address that, man, by coming together, those who can. And you can't make everybody, and you don't want, everybody. Just like Harriman Tubman, so to speak. Let me fix this before I get into it, because I don't know why this do this so fast. But it does. But like I was saying, like Harriman Tubman, so to speak. She tried to free a lot of people, but a lot of people didn't want to go with her. So it's going to be a lot of our black people that don't want to go. They want to remain in that mentality, and that's fine. Let them, don't get hurt, don't be mad, don't get angry, bitter, nothing. Still our people. Still gotta love them. They don't want to go. That's fine. That's cool. It is what it is. We can't save them all. So let's just have a little tough skin when it comes to that, knowing that let's help those who want to be helped. It's some people that got their hands reaching up out of here. Hey, I'm trying to get out this bucket, but we look like, oh nah, I don't think it's you. Like we tend to want to pick who we want to. If they reaching out, they really trying to make a difference. They really realize that actions have to speak louder than words. You just can't talk about it. You just can't say, uh, black power, and not feed the community like the Black Power leaders did. Educate the community. Take groceries to the people. Do something. Do something. Don't just walk around with a movement and feel sorry and want people to see you and get beat up by the police and and break some stuff, tear up some things, get some laws. So I think we can't do that until we have what? Businesses. Businesses. You get money, you get politicians when you get money. When you start getting hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars, you can start making some laws. You can make some things happen. We see some of the same politicians right now that was against marijuana being legalized. They are the same one now say, yes, yes, I think it's a good thing, but we should do it. And I'm like, ain't this the same one that said it's evil and people should get through under prison and this is corrupting the system, and now somebody then grease their pocket and they're like, no, 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 no. This is a good thing. This is good. We got to go with change. Think about it, man. Think about it. The system is a motherfuckers, you know what I mean? So we just have to be raw and honest with it. Good rising, boss. Good rising, good rising. Man, we just have to be raw and honest with it, man. That life is what it is, and stop being naive to the system, man. It is what it is. And I think that if you have a team, embrace your team, man. Embrace some people want 1 million followers and you might have 100 and you can't even respond to their texts when they hit you up on YouTube or on Instagram. You act like you too big to say what's up or yeah, appreciate it or like. I don't care how many. If I got a moment, I'm gonna do what I can. You might can't reach everybody, but I don't feel like you got to honor what you got. If you got 100, treat that 100 like that 100,000 that you wanted. You'll get there. But if you treat that 100 like, oh, nah, I ain't got my number yet. Once I get this number, though, I start taking care of y'all. People going to be like, man, you full of shit. That's what I would say personally. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, man, whatever. I ain't with that. So I just think that we have to make actions speak louder than words. We have to be realistic, and we have to build a team with those who want to build a team. You can't build a team with someone who don't want a team, and you can't force the hand of anyone. You can't make someone invest in something. You can't make someone improve their life. I always tell people what's understood don't need to be explained. I have relatives and cousins and people I know that hit me up about some ideas I have, and they want me to break down why it's a good investment for them. I'm like, hey man, if I got to convince you to make some money, and convince you to change your life, then it's not for you. Then I'm not doing all that. I'm not finna. Some people want. They want you to act like when they go to the mall, so to speak. They want you to come. Hey man, you need anything? You want to try this shoe on? You want me to put this on and put it on? Make sure. Man, I think that shoe look nice on you. I'm not doing all that. I know this is beneficial for you. For those who watching, if you feel like this can help you, let's get it, let's get it. But I'm not gonna babysit you. I'm not gonna hold your hand. If I got to do all that, that's not what I do. And everybody got a purpose, and that's not mine. You know what I'm saying? Mine is not to be no babysitter. You got to be grown to fuck with me. I'm just gonna be real with you. You know what I mean? Like we can get together, but I'm not gonna be no babysitter. So I'm willing to help anybody, but you got to help yourself. So if you really want it, what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to do? It's more than just talk about something. How you gonna walk it out? I remember a cousin used to always tell me, man, yeah, they talk that talk out here in them streets, but can they walk that walk in prison when they get down there? They talking stuff, and a lot of them I have seen when I was down there, a lot of men, honestly, who was hard, tote guns and pistols and killed, got down there, and it wasn't that they wasn't hard like that no more. You see what I'm saying? They wasn't the person that they thought they was, or really that you thought they was, because they know who they was. Because if you leave one environment, someone can intimidate you to make you turn to something else, and that wasn't who you was anyway. You know what I mean? So I feel like you got to get with people that know who they are and they confident, and there's no need for someone to be belittled or feel intimidated by someone who is confident. I love to have confident people around me. Everybody confident. Everybody got their own aura and who they are. And we can all get together and shine like big stars. You don't see no big planets and stars competing on who doing the most shining. Nah. Everybody up there in the sky at night, sometimes you can get a good star. You say, man, the stars look good. Everybody's shining. Nobody's competing. You see what I'm saying? So we just talk to you about that, man. I just think that's something to think about. Something to think about, man. The Black creative unity is something that I feel that is good. Peace, peace, peace. I feel that it's real good. I feel like that, um, good doors can open being that way. So, like I said this morning, man, I just want to come and talk randomly about that and about just the perspective of us as a people, period, man. I think that, you know, your team might be small, but that don't mean your team can't hit hard. No, the one in the thumbnail, I actually didn't do that one, but I can do that one. That was more of a imagine your container of things that we're going to be doing, but I can do that though. So I can do that, but that one I actually like that idea, and we was actually talking about some condos and some studio apartments, and I found that one, and I really liked the construction and idea. So that's why I tagged it in this video, because I wanted to give everyone a bigger ideal of really what we can do together. We can build things like that to accommodate all type of things. So it was just a inspirational photo of what we can do. But I can build that though, you know. So just wanted to say that this morning. Like I say, I think we're gonna get farther when we stick together. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Like I say, man, it's just for inspiration and to show you that we can, but I can do it. So visit the website. Want to throw it out there real quick for those who are not familiar with it. It's www.hogonwelding.com. www.hogonwelding.com. And like I said, we have different conversions, and the prints are also on there, how to do the business. And that's what we really think that this year we got to focus on. Everybody having a business, really learning the business, not getting intimidated from the taxes and this. Learn the business, get comfortable with it, learn it. Don't don't get to the point where they say, "Oh, you want to do your own taxes? They can come out." Don't worry about none of that. I've heard all the spooky stories. Don't worry about that. I already did it, so I know it works. So if I can do it from my standpoint, if I can do it cultured and not switch things up, and that's one reason why I knew I had to be a business, and then I just had to be independent because it's just a part of me. But I wanted to be who I am. I wanted to be my culture. I'm not gonna cut my beard off. I'm not gonna take my gold out. None of that. This is who I am. So, and being independent and having an LLC and having a business enables me to be me. You know, I'm able to be me. And sometimes I have to grind hard. Sometimes I might grind 24/7. But I think that it's okay because the reward is going to be better. You know what I mean? The reward is going to be better. So I'm at peace with it. So um, just wanted to say that this morning, man. I'm going to let y'all go. I know everybody on the grind probably getting that grind on. Didn't really know how long I was going to go to y'all live. Just want to talk for a second. But like I say, man, I think that this year we really need to come together, creative minds, build our independence however we build it. But I think it's a great idea to build out a shipping container. So just think of that, man. And for those who get their hog on with me, remember I also have 50 hog on for life t-shirts T-shirts are actually going for $30 a piece, and we're going to use it to jump off the container cafe, the container project. We're going to, have a little more extra things I have to get with the welding equipment and fixing up the place. So I'm gonna have some shirts that's only gonna have these 50, and then we'll do different stuff all the time. But for these 50, if you get anyone that comes in different colors, so you might not know what color you get, but put your size in. Um, Also, it also comes with a sticker, so you have a sticker or two in there that you can put on your equipment or your hood, your welding hood, on your hard hat or whatever that you have if you're in the field. Um, Also, for those who want to shop on Amazon, you can go to Amazon and pick up gear. But for the HogOn for Life shirts, I'm going to say you have to go through Cash App. You Cash App me or PayPal, either or PayPal or Cash App. But Cash App is faster. If you do Cash App, you just put your size in there and address, or you can email me and then I get the address to send it out. But those actually are coming from me personally. So I'm only going to have 50, and we're going to send them out personally. So if you go to Amazon and order them, those are not coming from me personally. They're coming from a factory. They're actually from me, but not from me. Yeah, that makes sense. But if you order on Amazon, you can go and get T-shirts, sweaters, hoodies, or whatever, and the prices on there are great. T-shirts, 19. You can get a hoodie for $31. It's great prices. Right now, like I say, this is a promotional thing to help kick off everything. So for those who want to network with me with the HogOn for Life T-shirts, yeah, like I said, they pretty much $30 different sizes, and then we're gonna be doing random things. I'm gonna always have different gear, and hopefully soon I have some welding hats. So I do have regular hats, but I'm gonna have some welding hats because we work in the field. So I want to have something that's affordable. I've been checking the market, man. I try to go different routes, and it looked like I'm just gonna have to make my own. So I actually got some of my own being in the making. So hopefully I'm gonna have some of my own where I can have some plain ones and the ones with our logos on them. So we have various prices, nothing too affordable. I seen some custom ones that was like 14 online, 15. I'm gonna make sure the highest one of mine probably gonna be $10, and probably the lowest depends on how I get them made. They'll be either from $5 to $7 probably, but I'm gonna say $5 to $7 will be the lowest one. And we'll be making them, and all of them will be handmade by us in the store if you get it from us, or if we ship out anything from us personally. So I wanted to show you this one real quick though, because I got it on before I leave. HogOn for Life. For those who believe in getting a hog on, for those who believe in hustling over grounded obstacles, naturally honoring our generation, ornamental nature, So we getting a hog on, and at the back we got the website going across the back. So for those who want to hit that up, I'm gonna leave the link in the description. Like I said, you hit up Cash App, $30, put your size. The colors might vary due to the colors, because like I said, we just got 50, so they random, but we won't be making no more of these, and these will just be a one time for the members, those who believe in the movement and want to be a part of the movement. So you can get some of these. So just wanted to say that before I let y'all go. Enjoy your day. Everybody be blessed, and keep getting your hog on. I'm out.